So let's get more now on what we can expect from the response. We go to our reporter Lukhanyo Calata. He joins us from Parliament. Lukhanyo, good afternoon to you. Fair to say it'll be another test of political will for the president. I mean, are we going to see him coming out strong in his reply to the debate, showing that he means business, or will it be more placating the opposition and giving the ANC what they want to hear?
Natasha, good afternoon. I think, ma'am, it will likely be the former. I think the President Cyril Ramaphosa will come out quite strongly to, let not just the MPs know, but let the rest of the country and all the rest of the continent, and I suppose the rest of the world know that, he is now the man in charge and that he means business. I think, we can expect him to come out quite strongly on the issue of corruption. I think the issue of reducing his cabinet. I think the issue of getting the economy up and running, those are the three key issues that we can look forward to, the president addressing in just under an hour's time from now. Natasha?
All right, so let's talk about the summits that the president has proposed in his SONA, the unemployment summits, the investment summits. The EFF have said that this sounds like he actually doesn't have a plan to tackle these serious issues.
Natasha, I think what the president, is trying to get at is the fact that we have a collective problem as a country, and I think therefore we need a collective solution to the problem, because I think he also realizes that as government, or at least as the ANC, the governing party, they do not have the majority of wisdom on how to solve the country's problems. So by opening it up to a summit, by opening it up to South Africans from all walks of life, the government can then be in a position to hear different opinions, different solutions, which they can then all put together. I think the EFF, obviously, in terms of politics, that is how they would have read this situation. Whether or not that is true, I don't think that any of us can answer. But I think what the president was trying to get at is exactly, that point to say, let's involve all South Africans in trying to address issues that affect all of us as a country. Natasha?
All right, and as it said in that package, we saw the president yesterday sort of paying close attention to what opposition parties had to say. He was making all of his notes. But we'll have to wait until the sort of political honeymoon is over and the real work gets underway to see how he tackles issues like transformation and land expropriation. That was certainly a big one for opposition parties. And again, he only sort of referenced these things in SONA. How do you think he'll tackle these this afternoon?
Natasha, I think there was a lot said, particularly on the issue of land expropriation without compensation. And I think, that with the president having about an hour and a half to, in essence, respond to the debate from MPs yesterday, I think he will have the time and the scope to be able to explain to them exactly what his plans are and how he plans to tackle this very thorny issue of land expropriation without compensation. I think, maybe he might even try to allay the concerns by the EFF. Remember that when the EFF leader Julius Malema in his debate yesterday said that there should not be any conditions to the issue of expropriation without compensation. So I think this will be a very good opportunity for the president to try to address that issue specifically. Are there conditions that are attached to expropriation without compensation? If there are, what are those conditions, and how best can he try to negate this issue if there are? So I think the president will have a lot to answer for this afternoon. And also, how is he planning to address the issue of the economy? We do know that in his previous life, before he came back to politics, he was into business. So let us see how much he was able to learn from business and whether or not he can use that experience to drive the country's economies forward from here on out. Natasha?
Absolutely. And mostly, I think people are just waiting for some kind of a cabinet reshuffle. Will you talk about this afternoon, or just sort of make reference to an imminent reshuffle?
Natasha, I think he alluded to a reshuffle last week, Friday, when he presented the State of the Nation address. I think he will once again mention the issue of reducing the size of the cabinet. It was an issue that was raised by almost all the political parties in the debate to his State of the Nation address. I don't think that he's going to announce that now, but I think he's going to reiterate the process to review the size of the cabinet, and possibly, maybe even after Thursday or after Wednesday, once the finance minister has tabled a budget, we can then possibly expect him to then announce that cabinet, maybe even a reduced cabinet. Natasha?
All right, Lukhanyo, as always, thank you very much. We'll leave it there for now. Lukhanyo Calata live for us from Parliament. Well, he's